Fading the TV. You said you just about to start. I got it up. I ain't shit. You know what it is? Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. How it sound? I sound good? I'm ready to rock? Don't touch nothing? Alrighty. You know what it is? Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you're ready for another week. I hope you're ready for another episode of the one and only Blasé Show. I have three topics for you this week. I have one topic talking about the Juvenile Services, about how they just had a hearing about they was getting up in that ass and everything. And I have a next. I have a because basically, I guess a couple of weeks ago, I was talking about the juvenile systems about how they were stealing cars and shooting people, and nothing was going on. So I guess now this time, I have a follow up. The secretary of it. The next topic I have is more than over 100 U.S. spies was fired for sexting on the job. Then finally, I have some new opinions about the Shark movie. Not Shark movie, the Shrek movie. Everybody know what I'm talking about, but that's right after this intro. Goodbye. You run it. All right. Happy Friday. We are here for another week, for another opportunity to entertain you guys, to give you guys something to listen to before the week. Last week, you probably could tell it was a little bit troubling. I remember looking at it before the internet messed it up. I had like 8 viewers at one time. I'm like, who the hell watching me? But the internet messed up, so I lost total all momentum. But that's neither here nor there. This is a new week. This is a new chance, and I want to talk about all these topics I have. First one, I want to talk about. I want to leave the boring stuff for later. So fuck them kids. They need the ass whooped. That's the majority of it. I'm gonna save that topic for last. But the first topic I'm going to talk about is this new Shrek movie. 2 days ago, Shrek released this tweet up to Twitter about a new movie dropping. They teased it wasn't a trailer. It was before the trailer. It was the teaser. You know what I'm saying? And it was basically the teaser, and it got a lot of flashbacks. Just like everything new that comes back from a long time, people are hating. I mean, you can just pull the picture up of the new Shrek. You can pull up the Shrek comparison. Yep. So that's pretty much if you saw the teaser like I did. That's pretty much the new Shrek 5 compared to the old Shrek. And let me just take a shot while you think about how they look. Yeah, so a lot of people were saying that they could tell this movie about to be ass from the teaser. I guess they could tell it's kind of one of them. What's one of the movies they watered down? I'm trying to think of a Disney movie they watered down. I think it was like one of the Smurfs movies or something. I can't think about it, but basically, this next picture is basically the general reaction of that. Can you pull up the Shrek 5 reaction? So that's pretty much the reaction of people. I mean, I had a great time just looking at the comments. I love Twitter so much. So many unfiltered comments, so many unfiltered opinions, and I just love them all, and I just soak them up, every single one of them. So I just wanted to show that to you about to pull up. Can you pull up the picture one more time of the comparison? Yeah. It looks I feel like just like everything else, they give it so much creativity. They give it so much. You know what I'm saying? They give it so much creativity. They give it so much a brand, and then they just rip it from us and just humanize the shit of it and make. Can you turn my voice up a little bit? Yeah, at the end. No, at the end. Yeah. All the way up. Yeah, so pretty much, and then it might be turned down on the way on there, but then pretty much, that's what they like. Also, you can take the picture off now. Another thing that they've done, pretty much, I guess the last time he had about 3 daughters, and now we know one of the daughters is Zendaya, and I mean, that was majority of the comments. Like, why the hell are we still watching Zendaya? What is why? I mean, at the end of the day, she's. I'm not gonna. Let's go to the next topic. I just really want you to be aware of the new Shrek teaser. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. And no, I'm not getting paid by Shrek. Of course, nobody's watching this at the time in the moment. I just really think it's important for us to know what they plan to do with our future. Like, our kids is gonna love Shrek. Period. The cultural impact the new Shrek is gonna bring, our kids are gonna be cultivated whether or whether or not. You know what I'm saying? Whether or not we think they definitely like they already saying that the daughter of Shrek is gonna be gay. Like, that's the whole like they are like I mean it's wokeism. You know what I'm saying? It's the year wokeism. Hopefully, but I don't know. It's nothing that our president, it's nothing that our government can do about these woke ass movies. That's the unfortunate part. You know, let's not make this political. Let's not make this political yet, because the next topic, you know, I tried with the Blasé show. I tried to keep it minimalist. I tried to not talk about the plane crashing or the president taking away rights. I try to keep it a central, you know, update of your week. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to ruin nobody's day. I'm not trying to sit here and be like, yeah, peace of silence. Let's do a moment of silence for these people that died. We're not doing none of that. This is the Blasé show. But unfortunately, our government is so bad that they made it into the Blasé show. So the next topic that I'm bringing you is, let me just read the headline first. More than 100 U.S. spies are fired for sexually explicit chats. Tulsi Gabbard. So I'm gonna try to explain this to you without using the word Trump, without using the word Elon or Doge or with all that stuff, because those words get flagged. You know what I'm saying? Those words get flagged nowadays. So let's just say this. I love analogies. You know what I mean? I'm an analogist. Is that a word, analogist? Yeah, analogist is a word. I am right. This is my live show. I am right. I made up a word. So I'm playing. But basically, imagine if you work at McDonald's, you know, and you work in the front, and instead of just walking back and forth to the front and the back to keep telling them what the order is, you gotta, you know, you got a little walkie-talkie. You're like, hey, McDonald's front, the order in the back is this: hamburgers, extra pickles. So basically, the government, and basically the McDonald's they would have an encrypted exchange platform only for the employees, so like nobody else can hack into it and give away information. So the problem that we're having here, the topic that I'm bringing up is that the U.S. government, specifically U.S. spies of the NSA, they made this platform. Imagine it as a DM or like an Instagram, or imagine it as a encrypted platform that me and you cannot access. It's like a special chat system that's only for the spies of the USA. They only supposed to be exchanging work and like, yeah, I'm going here to do this. So basically, the problem that we seem to be having is these people are the people that they gave this platform to, the people that they gave this software to, that's like this secret encryption platform. They basically been abusing it to, let's say, push transgenderism. Not even within they're not pushing transgenderism as like they pushing it onto our kids. Like, they just talking about that shit like a regular conversation. You know, specifically, I can't talk about the conversation they were having, because just if I were talking about it, let me try to censor, give you a good debriefing, you know, basically. Basically, we know the agenda is transgenderism. I'm trying not to say that word too much. I don't want my video to get flagged, but basically, these U.S. spies that were supposed to be protecting our country and using this platform to exchange personal information to further on protect our country, instead of talking about, yeah, I think El Chapo over here, I think El Chapo over there. Instead, they as I quote, this was a male spy This is something he typed into there. He said something as far as, "Oh, I love my artificial vagina, and I just love getting penetrated." Ooh, 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 ooh. I try not to say that. I try not to say that. Is it something in my eye? That's why you saying that. Is that one? I'm good. I'm good. Basically, yeah. These people were sexting. These people were sexting in their work group chats. I mean, to put it in particular forms, to put it in put it in human lines. These people were sexting in work group chats, and that's disgusting. Not only were they sexting about, yeah, I like having sex with black women, or I like having sex with white women, I like having sex with skinny women. No, there were specifically majority over 100 spies were basically they were basically talking about transgenderism, about turning their parts into artificial parts to use it, and how much they love using their artificial parts. So imagine you go to the school, right? You in middle school, you in high school, and you know your high school. Let's say your high school was named, Horns or Beauty High School or something. Just a random high school somewhere in Bumba. You know what I'm saying? Imagine if they're gonna make an encryption. They're gonna make an encrypted platform for the teachers to talk them on, to more so talk about the student information, to talk about the student's progress. And imagine, instead of talking about the how good the kid is doing in math, instead of talking about, oh, Jimmy needs to read a little bit more, they over there sending sexualized paragraphs to each other. And wasn't just one person, two people, or like a leak. This is more than over 100 spies that were caught for doing this specifically. You know what I'm saying? I hate to bring this politically. I'm not talking about what side I'm on. I'm not talking about what I like doing or anything, but that is crazy. That is crazy. Let me see. I can't even. I literally cannot read this to you. I cannot read you what they were saying. I cannot do it. If you're watching me, you're on YouTube. And that's it, because I'm not streaming on any more platforms. But that is disgusting. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to talk about if I'm homophobic. I'm not saying I'm transphobic. I'm not saying I hate these people. I'm just saying, I think if you're working at McDonald's and you're supposed to be talking about fixing a burger order, you shouldn't be randomly talking about how you about to get this surgery and how you love getting your new surgery and your new artificial. I can't even say that word. Let's just go to the next topic before I What happened? It was the mic for a second. Is it second? It's good now? But I don't know why the mic was doing that. I was literally setting up for like an interview. The last John Doe interview. If you watching this right now, go watch the John Doe interview. I just dropped the John Doe interview. It was a great conversation. I love talking to him. He's great. I hope he come back on. But that was when I was setting up for that interview. It sounded like that. Like I never had it sound like that before. And didn't I spend? How much did I spend on these mic cords? I spent like $40 or $60 on these mic cords, like each one. These supposed to be industrial. Let's talk about what we're here to talk about. Her name is Kelly Bryan. She was recently arrested, convicted on neglection, abuse. She wasn't fucking with the kids. This is a Detroit. This is in. Let me put the setting into you. This is not in Baltimore. I know I bring up usually Baltimore topics, but this is a Detroit. In a Detroit. Am I saying it right? Detroit. It's in the Detroit area. And Kelly Bryan was renting out a condo. If you're watching this live past, today is February 28th. But to put the story to accordingly, Kelly Bryan hasn't paid rent since October. She was late since October. It's February now. So I guess she's been living there for about like 4 or 5 years. And I guess the landlord was like, hey, she's not paying me. She hasn't paid my rent since December. So I need to call the police. Let me do a welfare check. Maybe she's dead in the apartment. Maybe she's dead in this condo. It's a condo. And police go there to guess to open the door and break that down, and they find three kids. No adults, no chaperone, no guardian. They find three teenage kids ranging from the ages of 13, 14, 15. I think that's the ages. 12. No. 12, 13, and 15. The 15-year-old was a male. 12 and 13 was a female. And evidence shows, fuck evidence. Put the pictures up. Put one of the pictures up. For the since 2020 or 2021, you can flip these pictures while I kind of talk to it. Through 2020 and 2021, these kids were basically living unattended in this condo since then for about 4 to 5 years. And they didn't have no supervision. They didn't have anybody to come and tell them to wash their ass. What they practically had was weekly drop-offs from the mother. This isn't a foster home situation. This isn't all right, Shorty, cut the pictures off. You got trying to get me banded. Yeah, this ain't that. This wasn't like a foster parent. This wasn't like somebody that was like a friend. This was the biological mother that since 2021 or 2020 had these kids practically living on their own. Didn't teach them how to wash their ass, obviously. Let me take a shot before I get into this. Did I get the mugshot pulled up? Oh, I don't got the mugshot. Well, just go back to the thumbnail. If you go back to my profile, like click on my profile, and then click on this live. Click on the live tab. You'll see pretty much the. If you watching this, you probably follow me on Instagram. So I posted this on Instagram about her mugshot. Black. We're not talking about white people here. Of course, it's our own kind that's doing this to us. And unfortunately, yes, I do count this as a black on black hate crime. Unfortunately. To put it in perspective, since 2020 or 2021, Kelly Bryant has been making a weekly drop off of like food and like essentials they need. And to bring the investigation up to date, they're still trying to find out who else was in cahoots with her with these drop offs. But practically, these wasn't as updated as you would like. You know what I'm saying? The last, they've been in there since 2020, 2021. The last drop off was recorded in 2020. So they basically went like 4 to 5 years without any drop offs, without any foods or anything. And the last thing that the mother dropped off, the last thing that the mother dropped off herself was like trash bags, gloves, and Febreze. But if you can pull these pictures up again, you can kind of tell they probably needed more than that. Unfortunately, this is YouTube, so I had to censor out majority of it. But to put it in perspective, what I'm blurring out is shit. This young lady, had 3 kids, and she left them in she left them in a condo. She could have left them in an apartment. She could have left them at CPS. She could have left them anywhere better than that. She left them in a condo for 5 years. The detective that's watching over this case was talking about how the detective of the case was talking about how when they was getting the kids out, when they was doing the investigation on when was the last time these kids were outside, the neighbors never seen them. They never went to school. They never attended school in the past 5 years. They only found 2 accounts where the kids were outside. I mean, particularly the oldest, the 15-year-old boy. He only was outside on two accounts. One account was to touch the grass. That was around like 2021. He just went outside just to touch the grass. And the second time was to check the mailbox. I want to personally take this time to bless America, because the community. Honestly, it's not. I'm not about to sit here and be like Detroit mothers are bad, because this next video I'm gonna pull up shows how impactful the community was. Can you pull up the show? Can you pull up the clip of community reunites?
As it relates to the kids, the first thing we wanted to do is obviously get them safe and to get them clean and get them enclosed. And I will say we have one of the most generous communities, I think, in the world. We put on there that we needed clothing, and this is just a tiny sample of what we've received. At the office of another office of ours, we have bags and bags. So we don't need any more clothing. We greatly appreciate it. The family and the kids greatly appreciate it. And so we're kind of pivoting now to financial support. And we have put up a link, if you will, to the charity Mission Oakland, and 100% of it will go to the kids.
So if you're not watching, if you're not able to watch, that video was basically the detective, the sergeant that's handling this case, talking about how the community united for these kids, and that was basically showing like all the clothes and all the hygiene stuff that they basically donated to the kids, basically. And that's just, I just can't believe that you can push babies out your vagina and treat them like this, And I bet you once you go to court, once they've investigated and track her phone, see what she was doing, she was probably at the club, at the hookah bar with some nigga named Darrell. Like, what other excuse do you have for abandoning your kids? It's unacceptable. I just can't believe 4 years of these 12. It's the fifth. So basically, the 15-year-old, he was 10 years old. He was 11 years old when he first got put in his condo to watch after his two younger sisters. I mean, it's disappointing, I feel like those are the most formidable years. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, for the teenage females, they got there around like 8, 9. That's crazy. Like, you just abandoned them and dropped off pizza. That's basically what you're saying that you did. Like, it's unacceptable. The judge specifically, after charging the shit, after they found her and locked her up, the mother up. This is more so recently. The judge held her on $250 million loan. Not a loan. $250 million bond. Like, basically, bitch, you better not get out of jail. And if she pay that, if she pay that and get out of jail on bond, like, you telling me you had 10% of $250 million, and your kids was, can you pull up the third picture? Your kids was sleeping like when the police came there to save these kids, the police said the toilet hasn't been working for months, let alone probably years. That's what the police said. This is a bathtub. You can take the picture off. Like, you cannot wash you're not about to sit here. Where are you washing your ass at? You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to sit here and talk about the kids and be like, oh, y'all, they should have known how to wash their ass. Like, those are formative years that somebody should have been there to tell them, this is how you wash your ass. You know what I'm saying? It's just disappointing, And it's disappointing because at the end of the day, I'm telling you, what I'm personally mad at is that it's still people on Twitter, it's still people on Instagram defending bitches like this. it's still people out there defending, being like, Black Lives Matter. You don't know what she was going through. Oh, why they going this? They just doing this because she black. Oh, this is a race thing. Like, this is disappointing. As a black person, as a nigga, I don't want to stand behind this. I don't want to go around like that's. It's disappointing. You know, it's very disappointing. It takes us down. You know what I'm saying? I thought George Floyd took us down as a black economy, but this right here, is even worse because George Floyd, he was doing that shit to himself. You know what I'm saying? He did have a daughter. He wasn't in the life. I mean, that's not. I don't want to let. The next topic is the juvenile. We're gonna talk about the juveniles of Baltimore. We're gonna talk about how the secretary was recently in the hearing talking about his work, how basically you play the video first of the DHS failing DJS. It ain't working. Oh my goodness. Let me see if I can teach you how to do it. Scroll up. You see Dirty House 3? Scroll up from there. That's not. No, other side. Yep, scroll up. Scroll up. Don't you know? Yep. Double click DJS failing. Double click it. Hit browse. And you see DJS failing. Double click that. Yep. Hit OK. Let's try it again. That isn't working. Now I have to explain the fucking video. Imagine explaining to a nigga a court summon. Nobody want to hear that shit, man. Oh my goodness. Okay. Watch me work. Understandably. So, the person that's in charge of handling the DHS cases, if you were tuned in last week or the week before that, when I was talking about the 6 teenagers that were stealing cars and robbing people and stabbing people and shit, and they just got released to their parents, those people, the person that's in charge of those people, he was recently in a hearing. He had to answer some questions, you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, if you have this much power, unfortunately, you have this much will upon our young youth, and you gotta come in only these couple times a year. Like, you have to answer to these people. But that's neither here nor there. I don't want to put my opinion into explaining this person. Basically, he had to come into court today to explain why these kids are not getting disciplined. You know, it was years before, back when Joe Biden was president, practically, that it was in the same hearing, and he basically had to make the same promises. Basically, imagine you had a job at McDonald's and you told your manager 3 years ago, like, yeah, I'm gonna get my shit together. We need to pick that up. We shouldn't be doing that shit. Like, we need to update that. And now it's 2025. Update that to 2025. All them years later, you're supposed to fix. And basically the same problems are happening at a larger scale. You know what I'm saying? They put a more extensive thing. God bless the Baltimore City analytics. Thank God that we had these people to check behind these people, because we'd be fucked. Basically, we found out it said about like 70% of the kids that's stealing your cars, that's robbing you, and 70% of them, their cases are being dropped because the parent of that person doesn't bring them to court. Like, you know what I'm saying? Imagine if a young nigga steal your car and the police catch him with the car. You know what I'm saying? Traditionally, they take the young nigga back to the parents and they be like, hey, your child has a court date for doing a crime. This is the court date. Please come to the court date. Basically, the parents, 70% of the time, the parents wouldn't bring them in. They wouldn't answer the phone, and they wouldn't do anything. So practically, And the traditional rules to do that, if they don't answer the phone, if they don't pick up or answer the door, they can just drop the case. So basically, 70% of these cases that 70 cases of these violent crimes against from juveniles were basically dropped because the mother didn't answer the phone. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. You telling me this nigga broke into my car and stole my car, and I haven't recovered financially from that since then. And bitch, you ain't answer the phone, so he got away with that? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. If that's legal, you need to. I'm about to say something mentally violent shit. You should be able to smack these bitches. I shouldn't have said that. I was trying not to say that. I'm sorry, shorty. But basically, 70% of the cases of these juveniles stealing cars, robbing people, stabbing people, they basically get dropped because the parents, the guardians, whoever's in charge of them, they don't answer the phone. They don't answer the door. They don't come to court. And basically, the result of that is that the cases get dropped. So, basically, that was the city of Baltimore was basically grilling him about these management issues. You know what I'm saying? Like, they was basically, and to quote it, to put it in the best quote, the city of Baltimore was practically telling the secretary of, you know what I'm saying, the Maryland Juvenile Service secretary, they was basically saying, like, so you want to open up, because he was proposing that we opened up new programs, you know what I'm saying? So the city of Baltimore was practically like, so you want us to open up, you want X amount of money, you want this amount of money to open up these new programs for 2025, but 70% of these kids over here that you already dealt with, they still out in the streets stealing cars, and you will open up a new, and basically this nigga, they said that to him, and this nigga answer was like, yeah, I ain't know that was happening. I ain't know that was all that. That's crazy. I ain't even know that. That's, imagine, I wish my plug, if Leak ever say that to me, if I buy a half an ounce from Leak, and I got my scale and that shit don't add up to a half ounce, and I confront him about it, and that nigga tell me he didn't know, nigga, you worse than the government. And I just want to let you know, this is before the Trump administration, this is before the Doge administration comes to Maryland. I hate for this to be I hate to turn this political. I hate to be political. I hate talking about political topics. But at the end of the day, nigga, like I was telling Shorty, you and me are not going to be people that, like Elon Musk, Donald Trump, the people that run our Department of Education, the people that run our Juvenile Services, they're not going to be the people that's caught up, that's struggling, that's fucking about to die in war, because, you know what I'm saying, they're going to send us to war. They're going to send me to war. You know what I'm saying? And I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated about that shit. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm really trying not to make this political. I'm really trying not to talk about vote for this person, vote for that person. But, nigga, I don't want to fight in World War III. I don't want it to be a World War III. Especially when we don't have to. Like, last year, we spent $250 million on transgenderism projects on foreign countries. I shouldn't even said that. Bro. I shouldn't even said that. I'm sorry, bro. I hate this political shit. I'm just frustrated. Because I don't give a, me personally, as a nigga from the trenches, nigga, I don't care about none of it. I don't care about transgender people. I don't care about gay people. I don't care about Palestine. Nigga, I don't care about none about this shit. Why do I have to fight in a war? Oh my goodness, bro. I'm getting frustrated. I'm sorry. So basically, yeah. The Maryland Juvenile Services Secretary, his name is Vincent Schiraldi. Basically after he was confronted, basically got done getting grilled with these new updates and everything, this nigga basically was like, yeah, I ain't know that was going on. I'm gonna fix it. It's gonna stop. Like, technically, this is your second time saying that. And one of the main questions they asked him after he came out that hearing was like, are you gonna retire? Are you gonna give your job to somebody that's better than you? And this nigga said no, he gonna keep fighting for the city of Baltimore. So more plan on more results that are bad. Plan on more kids dying. Plan on more juvenile teenage kids getting life sentences. Like, plan on that, because at the end of the day, this nigga didn't give a. This nigga been in charge for the past 8 years, 7 years, and you can analytically just look at how our generation has been. I don't want to talk about anything else. Like I said, I hate this to be a political. I talked about 2 topics that's political. The politics is infecting the Blasé show, and I need to get that. Like, I tried. Like, the reason why I didn't have a show 2 weeks ago on Valentine's Day was because everybody was talking about the snow and the Super Bowl and Kendrick Lamar. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to talk about that shit. I mean, like, what really matters at the end of the day? So I just hope you understand that as much as I do. I appreciate everybody for, not everybody, it's like one person here. I appreciate you for coming back here for another week to understand the Blasé show. Did I forget anything else? Shorty telling me to cut it off. I talked about the president. I said Trump. I said Biden. I said what? I said I'm going to jail. This shit definitely gonna have. Don't you know how them certain YouTube videos you go at the bottom of it and that shit say like a Wikipedia link. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I don't have anything else to say. Tune in next week for more BS like this. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I look forward to this. This is my outlet. So thank you, everybody. Thank you to the people that never listen for understanding what this is. This is not. I hope you understand that I'm not doing this show to like make you vote for Trump or make you go green or make you stop littering and shit. Like, I can't say this nowhere else. Like, this show is probably gonna end up on like Rumble or Twitter. Like I can't. But I mean, hopefully our platforms get better. Because at the end of the day, I'm not telling you to go storm the Capitol. I'm not telling you to go kill Jeff Bezos, no shit like that. I'm not saying no shit like that. But I guess it is people that are doing that. I can't speak for them. I'm not trying to speak for them. I talked about everything I need to talk about, so I should have ended this a long time ago. So let me wrap it up. Thank you for tuning in. My parents are out of town. I'm about to go party. Not in the way that the old people think. Not in the 80s. I'm not about to do no dope. But I'm about to enjoy life because that's the only thing we can do. I can't make no shift in anything. I can't make no effect in anything. So I'm about to go bye. But just cut the shit off. I don't even know what to say. Goodbye. I'll see you next week. Yeah, I cut the live button off because I hit it accidentally the other day.